Peace and blessing to all the viewers, and I thank you for tuning in again to another episode. All praises to the Most High. So today is a continuation of the video called the Sabbath day. So we're going to talk about the importance of the Sabbath, what to do and what not to do. Because what you're going to come to realize in this video is that the Sabbath is actually the most important holidays out of all the other holidays. The Sabbath is the most important or the holier holiday out of all the other holidays. So without further delay, let's get into it. He gave us the Sabbath day as a great sign so that we should perform work for 6 days and that we should keep Sabbath from all work on the seventh day. He told us, all the angels of the presence and all the angels of holiness, these two great kind, to keep Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth. So these are the angels of presence that are talking to Moses right now. They said the Most High gave them the Sabbath as a great sign so that they can keep the Sabbath on the seventh day with the Most High in heaven. They can perform work for 6 days, but on the seventh day they're going to keep the Sabbath with the Most High. So out of all the other angels, only these two great kinds of angels, namely the angels of presence and the angel of sanctification or holiness, are to be keeping the Sabbath in heaven with the Most High. On it, we kept Sabbath in heaven before it was made known to all humanity that on it they should keep Sabbath on earth. So what you're going to come to realize is that the Sabbath is nothing new. The Sabbath was being kept long ago before a human being or mankind knew about the Sabbath. The angels of presence and the angel of holiness used to be keeping the Sabbath long before with the Most High, before we even knew about it. He said to us, I will now separate a people for myself from among my nations. They too will keep Sabbath. I will sanctify the people for myself and will bless them as I sanctify the Sabbath day. I will sanctify them for myself. In this way I will bless them. They will become my people and I will become their God. I have chosen the descendant of Jacob among all of those whom I have seen. I have recorded them as my firstborn son and have sanctified them for myself throughout the ages of eternity. I will tell them about the Sabbath day so that they may keep Sabbath from all work on that. In this way he made a sign on it by which they too would keep Sabbath with us on the seventh day to eat, drink, and bless the Creator of all as he had blessed them and sanctified them for himself as a noteworthy people out of all the nations, and to keep the Sabbath together with us. Again, this is the angels of presence who are talking. The Sabbath, or the law of the Sabbath, was then passed on to the children of Israel. They were the first to be given this law of the Sabbath, and it was a great sign between the children of Israel and the Most High, just as it was between the angels and the Most High as well. So now you have the Most High and the angel of the presence and the angel of holiness with along with the children of Israel keeping the Sabbath on the seventh day. Let me say it again. You have the Most High with the angels of presence, the angel of sanctification or holiness, along with the children of Israel keeping the Sabbath on the seventh day. That was a great privilege given to the children of Israel, or great privilege granted to the children of Israel. So that's why he said to keep Sabbath together with us. The us is referring to the angels of presence and the angel of holiness and the Most High. Wherefore, command the children of Israel to observe this day, that they may keep holy, and not to do thereon any work, and not to defile it, as it is holier than all other days. Just like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I said what you're going to come to realize is that the Sabbath day is the most holy, or the holier days of all. Is the holier holidays of all. That's why in my first video of the Sabbath, I mentioned that the Sabbath is going to be kept even in the kingdom of heaven, because it was a perpetual covenant, just like it was kept before the children of Israel in the heaven with the angels. Even in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to continue to keep the Sabbath, because it's a perpetual covenant. The Creator of all blessed, but did not sanctify any people and nation to keep Sabbath on it, except Israel alone. To eat alone did he give the right to eat, drink, and keep Sabbath on it upon the earth. So you got to understand that. This is why the Gentiles don't want you to know about your true identity. They know who you are, but they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. They're going to come up with a new God, a white God, and give it to you with a new religion, and hand it over to you and say that that's what you're supposed to be doing. They're not going to tell you that you are the children of Israel, that you are a special people unto the Most High. The Most High at first granted this privilege to the children of Israel. Only it did not give the right to anybody to keep the Sabbath except from the children of Israel. It was only given to the children of Israel to be keeping the Sabbath, not anyone else. Because the Most High says, I'm going to be choosing a special people unto myself. And those are the descendants of Jacob, the people of color, the Bantu people. This is it. You need to understand that. It was only given to the children of Israel to be keeping the Sabbath, not anyone else. Until the Israelites started to provoke the Most High to jealousy by worshiping Baal and all these other satanic gods. That's when the Most High decided to provoke the children of Israel to jealousy as well, by allowing or extending salvation to the Gentiles. That's when the Gentiles were also given or granted the privilege to keep the Sabbath. That's why he says that the son of the strangers that hold fast to my covenant is also going to be take advantage or benefit from the blessings that comes with it, meaning the blessing of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Gentiles going to hold fast to that covenant. They're going to take advantage of that as well. But first, it was only given to the children of Israel. This law and testimony were given to the Israelites as an eternal law throughout the history. So now, I hope you understand the importance of the Sabbath day. So now we're going to talk about what we're now supposed to be doing on the Sabbath day. the day on which it is not proper to do what they wish, namely to prepare on it anything that is to be eaten or drunk, to draw water, to bring in or remove on it anything which one carries in their gates, any work that they had not prepared for themselves in their dwellings on the sixth day. They are not to bring anything out or in from house to house on this day, because it is more holy and more blessed than any of the jubilees. So basically, you ain't supposed to be working. You're not supposed to be bringing or taking anything out of your house. You're not supposed to be cooking on that day. Anything that you want to eat on the seventh day, make sure you prepare that on the eve of the Sabbath, which means the day before the Sabbath. Make sure you prepare whatever you're going to drink and eat on the Sabbath. That's what he said, because it's more blessed and more holy than any other jubilees or any other holidays. That's what he says. Ye shall not do any manner of work, you, your sons, and your manservant, and all your cattle, and the sojourner or the stranger, also who is with you. Whoever lies with a woman or with his wife, whoever says, I will do something on it, that it will set out on the journey thereon in regard to any buying or selling, and whoever draws water thereon which he had not prepared for himself on the sixth day, and whoever takes up any burden to carry out of his tent or out of his house shall die. Save what ye have prepared for yourself on the sixth day, so as to eat, drink, and rest, and keep the Sabbath from all work on that day, and to bless the Most High Almighty. So these are the other things on the list that you ain't supposed to be doing. You and your households, your family members, your domestic servant, your maid, your handmaid, even your cattle. If you're keeping cattle, sheep, goats, or whatever, make sure you prepare their food on the sixth day or before the day of the Sabbath. And any of your household ain't supposed to be working as well. And you ain't supposed to be having sex with your wife or with a woman on that day. That's what he said. You ain't supposed to be doing any of that. You weren't supposed to be going out for buying or selling. You need to prepare everything on the seventh day. You got to be holy. You need to eat. The only thing you have to do is eat. Prepare everything you're going to eat on that day before the Sabbath. That's what he says. Don't be sending your children on an errand, talking about go buy me this, go mow the land, go do this, go pick up the trash. No. You're not supposed to be doing any of that on the Sabbath day. That is not lawful to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do their own pleasure, and that they should not prepare their own anything. Like I said earlier, you ain't supposed to be doing your own pleasure. You ain't supposed to be playing games, video games. You ain't supposed to be watching movies. You ain't supposed to be watching your NFL, your basketball game, NFL games, any of that. You're not supposed to be turning on the TV. You ain't supposed to be concentrated. You are supposed to be concentrated on the Most High on that day. No pleasure of thyself. Eat, drink, and rest, and go over the words. and worship the Most High. Who goes on a trip, who works farmland, whether at his home or in any other place, who lights a fire, who rides any animal, who travels the sea by ship, any man who beats or kills anything, who slits the throat of an animal or bird, who catches either a wild animal, a bird, or a fish, who fasts and makes war on the Sabbath day. A man who does any of these things on the Sabbath is to be punished. So you aren't supposed to be going on a trip, like I say. You ain't supposed to be going out. Stay home. Rest. You ain't supposed to be fasting on the Sabbath day. This is one of the very important things that people must understand. You are not supposed to be fasting on the Sabbath day. You are not supposed to be having sex on the Sabbath day. You are not supposed to be doing your own pleasure on the Sabbath. You are not supposed to be go to war on the Sabbath. Understand that. That's what the law says. So now let's find out what can be done on the Sabbath. What are the exceptions on the Sabbath day? And it came to pass that he went through the cornfield on the Sabbath day, and his disciples began as they went to pluck the ears of corn. This is going to the Messiah right now. This is talking about the Messiah and his disciples coming back from the cornfield on the Sabbath day. And the Pharisees said unto them, Behold, why do they on the Sabbath day that which is not lawful? And he said unto them, Have ye never read what David did when he had need and was hungry? He had that were with him. So they basically, the Pharisees and the scribes, they were having the problem with the Messiah. They were always trying to find a way to accuse him, to condemn the Messiah. And they say, why do your disciples are doing which is unlawful on the Sabbath day, which is not lawful? They're plucking the ears of the corn to eat. Because according to the law, you ain't supposed to be doing no work on the Sabbath day. That's what they said. That's the problem that the Messiah was having with the Pharisees back then, because the Pharisees were hypocrite. They were very hypocrite. They were being hypocrite. Let's keep reading. How he went into the house of God in the days of Abiathar, the high priest, and did eat the shewbread, which is not lawful to eat but for the priest, and gave also to them which were with him. And the Messiah responded to them and said, Did you not read in the Old Testament back in the day where David were hungry and the priest gave him the bread that was not supposed to be given to anybody else, except if they're from the tribe of Levi. Giving the shewbread to somebody who was not Levi was not lawful. But still, he gave it to David because he was practicing mercy. He was practicing something that is good, because David was hungry along with the men that were with him. They didn't have anything to eat, and they asked for the bread, which is only pertaining to the Levite. And the Levite, the high priest, gave it to David, which is actually a good deed before the Most High. And he said unto them, The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. So the Messiah is telling you that he's the Lord of the Sabbath, and the Sabbath was not made for man. You need to understand that. And he entered again into the synagogue, and there was a man there which had a withered hand, and they watched him whether he would heal him on the Sabbath day, that they might accuse him. And he said unto the man which had the withered hand, Stand forth. And he said unto them, It is lawful to do good on the Sabbath days, or do evil, to save life or to kill. but they held their peace. You see, like I said earlier, this is the problem that the Messiah was having with the scribes and Pharisees. They were being hypocrite, very hypocrite, and they were always trying to find a way to condemn the Messiah, asking some stupid questions. And then he asked them, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath or to do evil, to save life or to kill? Which means that it is good. It's okay to be doing good on the Sabbath. Let's say you were a doctor and then your son by accident tripped and fall on the ground and got injured, and you were a doctor. What you gonna do? You're not gonna bandage your kid up? You're gonna bandage your kid up because you are doing something good. You're not gonna let your kid bleed up and say, hey, I'm gonna wait until the sun goes down. When the sun goes down, then I'm gonna go ahead and bandage my kid up. No, you're not gonna do this. Or anybody else. On the Sabbath, who gets injured and you're a doctor, go ahead and help because it's a good deed. It's right to do good on the Sabbath day. That's what it means. Because you didn't plan to do that. This is something that you did not plan to do. Something happened, an accident, and if you have the ability or the opportunity to help, go ahead and do it. The Most High is going to exercise mercy over sacrifice. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered, and they asked him, saying, it is lawful to heal on the Sabbath days, that they might accuse him. And he said unto them, what man shall be there among you, that they shall have one sheep, and if it falls into a pit on the Sabbath day, he will not lay hold on him and lift it up? So now the Messiah, they asked another stupid question to the Messiah. That's the same man that had his hand withered. And he said, some of them said, it is lawful to heal on the Sabbath, so that they might accuse him. And then he said, which one of you that has a sheep that falls into the pit on the Sabbath day will not go ahead and lift that sheep out of the hole? Which one of you is going to do that? Because they knows that the sheep back then were the money maker. Which one of you is not going to be go ahead and grab the sheep out of the pit? And that was a rhetorical question. And they didn't say anything because they know he was right. How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. So now you need to understand this. One of the things that you can do on the Sabbath day. It is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day. The Messiah is the Lord of the Sabbath day. This is not something that he planned to do. For great is the honor which the Lord has given Israel to eat, drink, and be filled on this festival, and to rest on it from any work that belongs to the work of mankind, except to burn incense and to bring before the Most High offerings and sacrifices for the days and the Sabbath. Only this kind of work is to be done on the Sabbath day in sanctuary of the Most High. So this is one of the things that can be done on the Sabbath, and which goes to the priest, because basically the priest, they are profaning the Sabbath by working, but actually they're not, because they're doing the work of God. That's why he said, except for burn incense and offerings of sacrifices on the Sabbath day. Those are the things that can be done because he pertains to the Most High. You're doing the work of the Most High. For example, I'm shooting a video right now. If it's on the Sabbath day, then it's okay. It is lawful to be preaching the word of the Most High, because this is the type of work that I'm doing right now. It is not unlawful. It is lawful to be doing good on the Sabbath. I'm doing the work of the Most High. I'm preaching the word now. So basically, the Levite also worked on the Sabbath, but this is lawful. So hopefully you understood the importance of the Sabbath and what you're not supposed to be doing and what can be done on the Sabbath day. And I hope you've been edified. Take notes and stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. Share the videos so that the word can be spread throughout the four corners of the earth as prophesied. With that, I say peace and blessing.